I think that it's hilarious when game journalists are called out for their pure and blatant hypocrisy. We all know most journos that work for mainstream gaming media are corporate shills. They're always attacking the very people who are supposed to read their garbage content, and they want as many rage clicks as possible. Would you all be surprised if I told you that yet another journalist is smearing a game and a company, demanding they change their title? Probably not, because it happens way too freaking often, and that's exactly what's happening with Nier Replicant right on time for release day. There are people raging about an optional achievement in the game and are demanding it be removed because it's apparently very offensive and very unsensitive. So I had initially put out a tweet about this. I screenshotted a Laura Kate Dale tweet. She had said Nier Replicant features an achievement called Daredevil, where the player has to deliberately look multiple times at an intersex character's genitals. You risked your life and limb 10 times to discover someone's secret. It's gross and disheartening. So I want to go over to an archive of the article that they were referencing. I'm not going to read all of it because it is very long. Clearly, this author is very angry. But this article was written by someone named Jade King, and this is going to matter in a few minutes because I am going to be referencing another article that they wrote. This one is titled, Nier Replicant's Daredevil Trophy is Unnecessary and Transphobic. So it says, Nier is a beautiful game. Back when it launched in 2010, it was praised for its wonderful characters and deep emotional narrative. I'm personally very excited for this game. I have it pre-ordered. I am going to be live streaming it this weekend for launch weekend. I'm hoping it's going to be very good. I know that they're adding a ton of content that was cut from the original game because it is, of course, a remake from the 2010 game, and I'm just hoping it's going to be an amazing experience. But these game journalists don't want an amazing experience. They want something to complain about. It says, sure, its gameplay's kinda sucked, but that didn't matter. Players looked past such mediocrity and focused on the nuanced tale found within. The upcoming remake, Nier Replicant version 1.22 many numbers, aims to expand upon that, but certain factors surrounding the revival have brought down a story that deserves so much better. A recent trophy achievement regarding Kane, I think that's how you say her name, I'm not exactly sure, I don't remember, but I'm going to at least pronounce it that way, has been uncovered ahead of release, and it's a transphobic, tone-deaf joke that does her character a monumental disservice. Square Enix needs to do better than this. Known as Daredevil, the accolade rewards players for uncovering Kane's secret as an intersex character by peeking up her clothes and glimpsing at her genitals. Here's the full description. You risk life and limb 10 times to discover someone's secret. This paints the very nature of her body as something to be hidden away, negating much of what the game does to build her up into a person worth caring about. So they are saying right here, first of all, that a trophy and achievement is a disgusting, awful thing. This is optional content. If this person doesn't know what trophies and achievements are in games, they clearly don't know much about the gaming industry, but a trophy/achievement is an optional thing you can unlock in a game. So they are, first of all, complaining about something optional. If you don't like it, you don't have to unlock it, you don't have to look up her skirt, you don't have to complete this achievement if you don't want to. It is not very important to the story because the base story of the game is going to tell you all of this anyway, but they go on to say how this is transphobic and a tone-deaf joke, but this character is an intersex character. It literally says it here in this article, but I want to go to Google really quickly. It is possible to be both intersex and transgender, but they are not the same thing. Intersex relates to a physiological designation, which sex a person is assigned based on the physiological traits they display, while being transgender is about how someone expresses their gender identity. So they are instantly saying this is offensive and transphobic. The term transphobic is literally in their title, yet this isn't transphobic because this character isn't transgender, this character is intersex. So ding ding ding, this is a huge issue with this article. They are using the term here transphobic in the title. You know, the second paragraph of this article talks about how this achievement that is optional again is transphobic, and this is absolutely not the case because being intersex and being transgender are not the same things. If you look it up, there are some people that kind of debate it, but for the most part, it does appear online to say that is transgender the same as intersex, and they are not the same thing. I understand that they might not like this achievement, and they're allowed to hate it, but to make such a big deal out of something optional, accuse the game of being transphobic and getting your followers to tweet at the company, probably hoping it'll get removed, is repulsive. It is the reason why no one respects these websites anymore, because they want to destroy the very industry they're part of, and they can say, no, 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 we want to help it all they want, yet they go around using words like transphobic for a game when the character they're referencing isn't even trans. How could it be transphobic? I truly don't understand. So scrolling down, it says, once you step back and take in the wider picture, this is clearly a riff on a similar reward found in Nier Automata. There is an achievement where if you look up 2B skirt successfully, you unlock it, because basically she continuously pushes you away. She kind of pushes you away and calls you a perv, and she doesn't like it when the player looks up her skirt. But, you know, they're clearly bringing up another controversy that was made by game journalists back when Nier Automata released, because game journalists were mad that they were sexualizing 2B and sexualizing a female by allowing players to look up her skirt and rewarding them. It is absolutely ridiculous. These are the arguments that these journalists come up with. It is a video game. These are fictional characters in fictional worlds doing fictional things. Does it really matter that much if we're looking up their skirt once or twice, especially for an achievement? It says some of her character arc in the game explores her intersex identity and how she becomes accepted by Emil, Brother Nier, and other personalities strewn across the ambitious RPG regardless of her differences. They don't make her a shell of a character. This isn't a character that they made intersex to make a big statement. She has been intersex. It's not like they changed anything going into this remake. This was something that Yoko Taro wanted to push the boundaries on back when he originally released Nier Replicant, so it continued in this, and that's good. I mean, he's sticking to his original design. They didn't really change anything going into this remake negatively, at least from what we can see, and this is a big part of the story. But it says this trophy trivializes her struggle in the game, while also making queer players feel uncomfortable. It makes them the butt of the joke in a game that otherwise does their identities justice. They are trying to find anything to get angry clicks on this. They are trying to grasp onto everything unnecessary, transphobic, offensive to queer people. They are trying to get people upset over this game. It is clear as day here. It says the Daredevil trophy only serves to perpetuate dangerous attitudes surrounding intersex and transgender people that have a tangible impact in reality. It's not only a huge slap in the face to her character, but to players who have loved and looked up to Yoko Taro's work as a place where they can belong and feel accepted. Deep down, I feel like this is just a mistake. Taro has spoken about his support for diverse identities in the past, and throwing in such support under the bus in service of a goofy joke would be a colossal misstep. They are talking about someone who goes onto their Twitter and shares not safe for work posts daily. He shares hentai all the freaking time. He doesn't care about the fact that you might be offended by it. He does what he wants. He creates what he wants, and he's still pushing the boundaries with this story. It's not like they completely erased the character's background here. They continued to grow on it, and she is going to be a big part of this story. This character is not specified as transgender anywhere in official posts about her, and I wanted to show you all this article that actually came out a day before this one by the same writer, Jade King. I love the refreshing normality of sexuality in Nier Automata. Clearly, they were trying to be positive about Nier Replicant, get some good clicks, get some people happy about, you know, maybe some good writing that they're actually doing. Yet they followed it up the day after with attacking Nier Replicant, calling it things like transphobic and saying this trophy is unnecessary and it hurts people in the real world. It is absolutely ridiculous. It is clear here that they are being hypocritical. One day they take one stance, the next day they take another stance. One day they're praising the Nier series, and the next day they're completely shitting on the Nier series. It's ridiculous that, writers and game journalists, let me put that in quote, they don't really care about the industry they're part of as long as they're getting paid, as long as they're getting clicks on their articles. And I just think this is absolutely disgusting that they're running around posting articles calling a game transphobic and the writers and the artists transphobic simply for adding an optional trophy into a game. But let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below about this situation. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.